Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Gilda Evans, bringing you the Autism Resource Podcast. This podcast and the ARP website are your one-stop knowledge and resource space for autism and much more. I'm pleased to have Anlor Davin as my guest today. Anlor is a longtime autistic Zen practitioner, an author, and a mother. She teaches free online meditation classes primarily for the autistic and neurodiverse populations. She grew up on the west coast of France and immigrated to the United States in her 20s. She detailed some of her experience growing up neurodiverse in her memoir, Being Seen. Welcome, Anlor, and thank you so much for taking the time to join me today to share your experiences and the benefits of meditation, especially for the neurodiverse community.
Well, thank you, Gilda, for having me. I am honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you, Anlor. Well, to begin with, please tell us a little more about your personal history.
So I was born and raised in France. And then when I was 23 years old, things did not work out for me in France. So I immigrated to the United States, actually to Chicago, Illinois, for the first 12 years. And then I came to California, and that was a complete change. Well, I was not diagnosed yet. So actually, it's very interesting. It took us the same time as I was in France, 23 years, and then 23 years in the United States before I was diagnosed. So there's no jealousy.
Well, now that's very, very common actually for females with autism to be diagnosed much later in life. At least that's what I understand.
But I can say that once I was diagnosed, Gilda, my life completely transformed and became alive. I'm much happier. But I attribute a lot of that to my Zen practice. Anyway, you see, I'm here, and I'm talking, and can you believe that? I'm talking to people. I can't believe this.
I'm very glad that you are. So tell me then, how and why did you start meditating?
When I was in Chicago for my 35th birthday, 34, a friend gave me a book by Charlotte Jacobek, who is a Zen teacher, and the book is called Nothing Special. And my life was in absolute turmoil. My entire life I had been searching, of course, what is going on with me. That was, Zen seemed very promising. It made sense to me, even though it doesn't make sense in many ways, but it still makes sense actually in many ways still for me. It's both. So I went to live in Zen Center for 6 months. And that's when I started to practice. And boy, am I grateful that I stumbled upon this practice.
So then tell me a little more about your method of meditation and how you practice it.
The lineage that I practiced in is called Soto Zen. Soto, S-O-T-O. Even though at the online I am not doing just Soto Zen pure straight, but I have other sanghas too in the Soto Zen lineage. And have you ever seen people who are all in black facing the wall, sitting cross-legged? No,
I've seen photographs. I'm not in person, but I have seen photographs.
But that's what I meant. In photograph. Yeah, well, that's the kind of Zen that I do. So basically, it's like the type you're thrown in the water and you're on your own. There is no real it's not intentional. Like you have to do this or focus on that or all that. Basically, it's your breath. You pay attention to your breath. And what happened is leaving that space is you wake up eventually.
All right. So then when you meditate, sounds like it's a very focused, very calm, very quiet thing where you're just sitting and focusing on a wall or whatever you happen to be focusing on. Would that be right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you don't choose to be like, somewhere else, like focusing on somewhere else. You're taking a look at yourself. Excuse me. Like what is going on inside me. And then when you see what's going on inside you, you become it's natural, the outside becomes very important. It's like, oh yeah, I got to take care of others too. I mean, not just me. Okay, of course. But that falls, naturally in. And also I like how you said about the quiet part, because that's very important to me. I don't know if maybe I'm jumping the gun and going too early on one of your questions, but being silent is a big part for an autistic person, often enough. I mean, I have hypersensitive. So the silence, I mean, I remember when I first arrived at Zen Center 22 years ago, I actually got goosebumps from the silence. It was really something.
Yes, because of the sensory issues that very often accompany the autism diagnosis. People are hypersensitive to certain things, and sound is one of them.
Right.
And so being able to just be quiet and be in that sort of a quiet environment can be very positive, very healing, very calming. So now
it allows it allows for some kind of a stability, but it takes practice, but it's like everything, it takes doing it again and again and again, but a little bit at first, every day.
Yeah, of course.
But
yes.
I was just yes, what were you going to say?
I was agreeing with you. I was saying, of course, it's something that you get used to gradually and that you get into gradually until you can do it for, I suppose, a longer period of time.
Yeah, you're right. That's how it goes. Yes. And I mean, honestly, it's not like you cannot, as a beginner either, do it for longer. We have it in us to be still. We all have that in us, the seed of being stillness. And we can cultivate it, all of us. So it doesn't necessarily take a long, long time. I mean, I've known some people who got to Zen Center and really thought that was something incredible and they kept sitting for years after that. Yeah, it has happened.
Well, talk to me then a bit about the benefits of meditation and also the organization that you started called Autistic.
Okay. The benefits are it's everywhere. It's just bringing your life back on track a little bit, slowly. Yeah, so it's everywhere. What can I say? I mean, there is not one special thing. It's obviously, calming and steadying and, all these things. I
would imagine that it's calming, steadying, that it brings clarity, that it's kind of a grounding experience. Would that be correct?
Yes, totally. And it's very real. It's actually about being real. It's not about distracting oneself. It's the opposite. Mm-hmm. And by embracing all those difficult things that we usually push away, it's the only way to make peace with them eventually. Is by embracing, not pushing things away. They'll come back eventually if things get too pushed away. So, yeah.
Right, that makes perfect sense. But if you embrace them and recognize them and say, okay, I see you, I know you're there. And it's okay. It's okay that you're there. It's okay that you're part of me. I accept you. And
you learn to live.
And I can move on.
Yeah. you learn to coexist, okay, so I'm this way, well, I'm this way, let me do the best that I can with it. And also, there's plenty of things where you become, I feel like basically people become kinder in a way. I mean, let's face it, I find it easier to relate with, I have many friends in my Sangha. It's easy. I'm not saying it's all that, but it is way easier to relate with some people. I mean, I have friends in the Sangha, real friends. I mean, I never had real friends before. I mean, I always have had so many misunderstandings and whatnot. Now nobody's too worried if there are misunderstandings if I don't, because I usually process things a little bit differently. So maybe a little bit slower at times, but also way more, in detail. And so what if I don't say it? Nobody's too hang on. Oh, she did not do that, or oh no, I'm gonna get pissed, because anyway. Sorry, but
no, I completely understand. So tell me about Otsit. Tell me about Otsit.
Oh, Otsit. Yeah, so Otsit is well, I'm going to say our baby because my partner is actually the co-founder. It has 3 parts. And actually, we started the other 2 parts, meaning the not online one, which I should start with the online because I think that's kind of, that one started with the pandemic 2 years ago. And it is, that one is free. Well, another one is, I try to keep things free, I mean, Zen with Sanghas is anyway another thing, but I often get scholarships and all that. But the beauty of it is you can do it at home alone, and then that's completely free, of course. So I, with Otsit, the most recent online is 3 times a month, and it's open to, okay, it's primarily autistic, yes, people, and it is, definitely. And, but also there is neurodiverse people, there's people with other disabilities, and it's also for friends and allies. So, I mean, basically everybody kind of is welcome. I want people to meditate. That's why I do this. So the way it goes is it lasts only an hour, and we sit completely still, no guided meditation. Okay, I mean, I'm not doing Soto Zen so much, but no guided meditation. I'm not too personally. Okay, and we do that for 30 minutes, and then after that, I read a text. So a Buddhist text. And that does not have to be a Soto Zen text. I read many various traditions. That lasts about 10 minutes. And then after that, I only say a few comments. I'm not doing a big talk at all, just a few minutes. And then we have a little group discussion going on for the next usually 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And that's how it goes. That's it.
Well, it sounds wonderful. It sounds lovely and like a really nice place to just sort of be safe and share. And
it's absolutely beautiful. But I realized I did not tell you about the other 2 parts, which is extremely important. I'm sorry, Gilda.
Well, please do. Please do.
So the other 2 parts, which started about 10 years ago, are one is, and we started again, once a month, we actually have an in-person. So it's also free. We're very, very, very lucky, fortunate to have this beautiful campus here in San Rafael, California, which is Northern California, near San Francisco. And so that is now hybrid, both, that's both the online and in person. Now that it reopened, but that one was also before. And then the third part, I mean, this is a beautiful time too. I don't want to take up plenty of time, but they're beautiful. And the third part is also beautiful. It's a retreat once a year. And we do that in the South Lake Tahoe area. Now, lodging is very limited. We do that in a cabin. So it's kind of first come, first serve, and usually it goes by. So it's better if we know people before a little bit. So, come to the online is a good way to. And that one lasts 3.5 days, 3-4 days. And that one is a lot more intense for a beginner. But we've had plenty of beginners who do it and love it. I mean, also it's in a beautiful area. So we actually don't sit the entire day because we want people to be able to, take advantage of this. It's in the mountains around South Lake Tahoe. So beautiful. And that's the 3 parts of Otsit.
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous up in Lake Tahoe. That sounds wonderful to be up there for 3-4 days and just enjoy the surroundings. Really lovely. So how can people reach you if they have questions and they want to know more?
Okay, so I'm going to give 2 ways. Well, it's kind of, honestly, if you go to otsit.net, where there are pictures under the retreats of the retreats, but also there is more information repeating just what I said. And guess what? Everything comes to me. So that is one way, really. I mean, otsit.net goes to me. If there is a registration form, and and then the other way is to email me directly, and my email is Anlor Davin, my name, at gmail.com. No space. So Anlor Davin at gmail.com.
And I'm going to spell those for people just in case they don't know exactly how to write those. And that's otsit.net, AUTSIT.net, right? And
Thank you very much.
Anlor Davin, ANLOR DAVIN @gmail.
Thank you. You do that so well. I could never do that.
Well, thank you. And thank you also, Anlor, for your time and for sharing some really great information with us today.
Well, thank you, Gilda. Thank you very much. And I just thank you. Thank you to everybody who listen, or, I'm just so lucky to be here. So privileged. Thank you.
If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast. You can find it on Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and other popular platforms. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can always access us and other great resources on our website, autismresourcepodcast.com. I want to thank our listeners for spending part of their day with us. This is the Autism Resource Podcast, and I'm Gilda Evans, reminding you to take care of yourself and that special person in your life.